Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you an introduction to the this keyword in JavaScript. So, what is the this keyword? Well, let's experiment and see what we can figure out on our own. Let's start by running console.log and inputting this. Now let's use the node terminal to print the result. Alright, so as you can see, node returned an empty object. Now let's try it on a browser window. Make sure your window is linked to your JavaScript file using the script tags on your HTML file. Now right-click, Inspect, then Console. Okay, so this time the console appears to have returned something. And if we take a look at what it returned, it turns out that this is basically the window object we're working with. We can check that this is true by, well, asking the console if it's true. So console.log, does this equal window? And it returns true. Now, the window object is the top level scope in a browser window. So that would suggest that the this keyword is by default linked to the top level scope object. From that, we can figure out that the reason we got an empty object in Node is because this refers to the top level scope in Node, which in a Node module is the module itself, or the module exports object. Let's go back to using the node terminal and check if this is true also. Let's comment this out. Now console.log, does this equal exports? True. Okay, cool. So now we know that the this keyword, without anything acting on it, refers to the top level scope object. But how can we actually use the this keyword in practice? Well, by linking it to other objects. You see, the this keyword refers to the object we are currently working with. By default, that's the top level scope object, but we can link the this keyword to any object we want to construct. So let's comment this out and make some objects. Let's start with a class. I like cats, so I think I'm going to make some cats. So we'll call our class cat. Now within our class, let's make some methods, some functions for our cats to do. I'm going to call my first method meow. And it's going to say meow. The cat wants dinner. And for my second method, I'm going to call it knock over. And it's going to say the cat knocks over the priceless heirloom. Okay, so that's a pretty good summary of all cat behavior, so I think we can stop there for our functions. Now let's make some specific cats. Let's call them cat1 and cat2, classic cat names. So let cat1 equal new cat, and let cat2 equal new cat. Now, right now, these cats are pretty boring. I mean, we don't know anything about them. There's nothing that differentiates them. So in order to make them a little more unique, we have to use a constructor. So let's make a constructor within our class. This will allow us to give our cats some properties, so they'll actually be different from each other. You can give your cats any properties you want. I'm going to give my cats properties like size, breed, age, and how about color? Okay, now let's actually give those properties to our cats. So for cat1, let's say the size is small. The breed will be domestic short hair. The age, let's say 6 months. 6 months, not 60 months. And the color, how about orange? And for cat 2, let's say the size is large. The breed can be Maine Coon. the age is 10 years. And for the color, let's go with brown. All right, now we've got some nice little cats to work with. But in order to make sure we can reference these specific cats and their specific properties, we have to use the this keyword. So within our constructor, we're going to set this.size equal to size, this.breed equal to breed, this.age equal to age, and this.color equal to color. So using the this keyword with our constructor basically allows us to reference a specific object that we've constructed, in this case, a specific cat. To show you what I mean, let's make a function within our cat class called return this. And this function is going to, well, return this. Now let's call the function with specific reference to cat1. So console.log cat1.return this. And remember to call the function as well. So, as you can see, it returned the object cat1, which is a cat whose size is small, whose breed is domestic shorthair, whose age is 6 months, and whose color is orange. Great. If we did cat2, it would presumably return cat2's properties. Let's check that. And it did. We now have a cat whose size is large, whose breed is Maine Coon, whose age is 10 years, and whose color is brown. And this is all from the return this function, which if you remember, all it does is return the this keyword. So that means that this is currently set to cat2, because that's the object we told the function to work with when we called it. So right now, we can more or less imagine that every time this appears in our cat class, we're replacing it with cat2. So this.size becomes cat2.size. This.breed becomes cat2.breed. This.age becomes cat2.age. This.color becomes cat2.color. When we call cat2.return this, we're basically asking the console to return cat2. All right, so now that we understand that, what can we use this for? Well, one very important thing about the this keyword is that it allows us to make modifications to our methods based on the specific object we're working with. For example, right now, if I were to call the meow function with cat1, the result would be meow, the cat wants dinner. And if I were to call function with cat2, the result would be exactly the same. What if I wanted to be a little more specific? Let's adjust the meow method to specify the size, color, and breed of the cat. So meow the, comma, this dot size, this dot color, this dot breed wants dinner. Okay, now let's try to run this method with cat2. Aha, now it says meow, the large brown Maine Coon wants dinner. Now let's do the same thing with the knock over method. So let's change it to the, comma, this dot size, comma, this dot color, comma, this dot breed, comma, knocks over the priceless heirloom. And now let's run the knock over method with cat1. So now we have meow, the large brown Maine Coon wants dinner, and the small orange domestic shorthair knocks over the priceless heirloom. And that's basically the story of my life. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you can see how the this keyword refers to the current object we're working with, and especially helps us when we're working with multiple different objects. If you liked this video, or even if you just like cats, please leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. And I'll see you next time.